In the heart of every youth, there is a fire ignited, a passion and a longing to know more or to do more. We often hear that you should not judge a book by its cover, but who says you can't be a great book with an amazing cover? To the young, talented, optimistic, and people who are definitely full of potentials, the question we often get is, how do you unveil that potential? How do you unveil your potential? Today I'm going to be talking about how you can unveil your potential because we are definitely full of greatness. We are definitely full of potentials. First off, what is potentials? Potentials are unrealized abilities, unrealized capabilities, unrealized giftings that we have inside of us. That is what potential means. It means it's just lying there, waiting to be touched, waiting to be tapped into. So, in everyone, in every youth, in every man, in every boy or girl, there is a ability. There is an ability inside of every one of us. There is a special gifting inside of every one of us. So long as we can tap into it, that is where greatness lies. So how do you start? The first thing to do is to discover yourself. You have to sit down and discover yourself. You have to do an analysis that we call the SWOT analysis. The SWOT analysis talks about your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. So you sit down to analyze what are your strengths, what are the things that you are capable of doing. What are your weaknesses? What are your weaknesses? What are the things that you are afraid of? What are the things that scares you? What are the opportunities and what are your threats? So because your strength will always provide an opportunity for you and your weaknesses will always be a threat. So the first thing is discover yourself. It is said that identity first before interaction. So know yourself, be true to yourself and understand yourself. When you do, then you can now talk about discovering and finding out your potentials. The next thing to do is to not be afraid and go to people to learn. Learn from people. Find out somebody who has gone ahead in the path that you want to tread, in the path that you want to follow, and learn from them. Seek out mentors, tutors, coaches, learn from them. Let them guide you, let them hold your hands and lead you to the path of greatness. A mentor will fast track your growth, fast track your progress, and make sure that the potential that you have moves from point A to point B, meaning from point zero to point greatness. So the next thing you can do is to learn. Like I said, learn from mentors, learn from coaches, learn from tutors. The third thing to do is to not be afraid. Not be afraid of failure. Not be afraid of stopping. Not be afraid that, oh, what if it doesn't work? Oh, what if I don't get it right? So do not be afraid. Fear cripples us. Fear cripples the ability that is inside of you. Fear will not allow us to see or understand. Fear will not allow us to know that this is what we can do, this is what we are capable of. So do not be afraid. Do not be afraid of failure. Failure just shows us how not to do a thing. So do not be afraid. You see, one story that successful people share is how they do not allow failure to stop them. Why unsuccessful people share the story of how something did not allow them to succeed. So do not be in that category. Do not be afraid. Don't be afraid of failing. The third or the fourth step that you can do in unveiling your potentials is to do what? Is to sit down and refuse to be ordinary. And when I mean you should sit down and refuse to be ordinary, I mean think through, think straight about what it is that you want to become and refuse to just be complacent, refuse to just be ordinary, to just accept the status quo, to just stay there or to just stay and remain the same. No. By the time you sit down and refuse to be ordinary, you have to get up and move with the speed of light, move with the speed, knowing fully well that there's greatness lying inside of you. There is greatness wanting to be showed, wanting to be revealed. So do not shut yourself up or do not keep quiet about what you can do and what is possible, what we can see and what we can receive from you. So move out, show us what you can do. I myself, I'm ready to receive from your greatness. I'm ready to see what you are capable of. Start with what you can. Don't run away from problems. Great leaders are not known by the number of problems they avoid or run away from. Great leaders are known by the number of problems they solve. The world awaits your potential. The world awaits your greatness.